Hey, book babes. Welcome back to Two Girls, One TBR. Your chaotic book besties here to wreck your reading list, one morally gray man at a time. I'm Rebecca, and you can find me over on Instagram at Azarella Reads.
Heather, hi. And you can find me at Kindle Me Reading over on Instagram. I love anything red flag and enemies to lovers. So if you do too, you're in the right place. You have found your people.
And now also, if you want to keep listening to us and enjoying our chaos, please subscribe to us on YouTube and Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Audible. We're on all platforms. So please subscribe to us and give us a review because that helps us keep the chaos coming. So how are you doing today, ma'am?
Just getting rid of my suntan-ish that I got burnt over Memorial Weekend. Still a little pink,
Little
as you can
pink?
see. Yeah.
Wait, you can see I'm
I was
tanning.
crispy. I was peeling so bad at the beginning of the week.
No.
I don't know what happened, like how I burnt that bad. I'm usually a good, like just a little bit of sun, wear some sunscreen if I remember, like, especially if I'm out in the heat sun, like direct sunlight. I'm like, yeah, put on your sunscreen because I'm fair. I'm a fair lily.
You
when
are like my children
summer
and my
starts.
husband.
Yeah, we don't have the Italian skin, the glow.
I'm tanning.
I'm red or white.
As you can see, I'm tanning because look, you can see the
Nice.
difference. I'm already,
Nice.
and this is only from just
I'm
being out mowing.
crisping. I'm just crisping over here. Little fried chicken crisp.
My husband there, well, Daniel, he burns too, but he's been out like so much outside. He kind of has
Yes,
like the
going
farmer
waves.
tan kind of, but it's not like tan like I am. I think it's more like freckles, kind of thing
Okay, yeah.
that has given him more of the illusion of a tan.
Yes.
He did not put sunscreen on the back of his head because he wears his baseball hat, and you know how like on the back of the hats they have that opening, and he had like a little.
So he has a.
Like I told him, I said, you need to make sure when you wear those particular hats, you need to put sunscreen on that part of your head and the top of his ears because he will burn and it just peels. I will burn. I'm not saying I won't burn. I'm sure I will at some point here this summer. I will get a little too much sun and I will burn, but it quickly turns to tan for me.
Yeah. And that's how I usually am. Is like I go out in like little waves of time and like absorb some sun, get a little red, kind of pinks. But I have not been burnt like this in so long. I don't know what happened. I was in the pool. Maybe it was just like a really reflective day at the beach. I don't know. So
that's probably what got you
just
was the reflection off the water, and that's probably what burnt you.
because I was only out for maybe an hour, and then I had to go in with the kids, and get naps going and stuff. So
Well,
I don't know what happened.
now I seen on Instagram because people post all kinds of interesting things, and I'm like, why don't I do this? Because my bathtub in my master bathroom, it's not like a deep bathtub. I seen it. They're portable bathtubs. I don't know if you've seen it because, like, I guess people could do it with camping, but they have like designs on it that doesn't feel like they would go for like a camping vibe. But you can buy them and you can fill up, put it actually in your bathtub, fill it up so you can have like the deep soaker thing if you don't have a soaker tub.
Interesting. I have not seen that.
They're like $60 on Amazon.
Huh.
But you have to watch wherever your drain is in your tub, which one you buy. Some of them have the drain at the front of the tub and some have it on the side. Like mine, I'd have to have it at the side because my drain is in the middle of my my tub. So I don't like that would be super fun. And they're insulated so they hold the heat.
Cool.
I know.
That might be worth looking into.
I want one of those, and I want one of those mats that does the jets, the bubble jets.
Yeah, I've seen those. Yeah.
Because I would never have a bathtub with the jets already in it. Have you seen how filthy those are?
I had one of those, and I did not like it. Yeah. They don't work very well. A lot of upkeep. And then, yes, they do get gunky if you don't regularly, like, cycle it. Those pipes are going to, like, sit So,
Oh, I've watched some of them. Again, I watch weird stuff on
actually,
Instagram, and they were gross.
my nephew got E. coli sickness from their jet
Oh,
tub, and he had
oh,
to be hospitalized for a couple days from E.
no.
coli
Well,
in
that's
the jet tub.
horrible. Well, see, again,
Yeah,
there's another reason I will not have one of those. So
yeah. So be
that's
careful.
so
Clean those out
well,
regularly.
that's why I'm thinking, and it's like a pillow kind of thing, so it's like you put it behind you, and it's all full of the jets, and you hook it up like on the side of your tub, and it pumps the air, and then you can have the bubbles.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
don't know. I I see a lot of things on Instagram that I want to do.
Oh, of
Would I ever
course.
do them? Do
It's
I put them on lists
I
on my
save a
Amazon?
lot of things.
Yes. But
Oh,
but that
yes.
was but I think that would even be fun, like, in the summertime to, like, have 2 of those tubs and set them outside because they just
Yeah,
collapse and then just
yeah.
maybe. My neighbors
Easy
might
pulls.
my neighbors might have an interesting view of that. Well, we have like, an inflatable pool that we put in the back for, like,
Uh-huh.
the kids and stuff like that, but I wish we had room that we could actually have an actual pool, but our yard is not big enough,
Yeah.
and, I don't think we're allowed with our HOA to have one in here
Oh,
because the
yeah.
yards aren't big enough.
Yeah, I mean, you don't wanna step out your door right into the pool, so makes sense, but
I would do it though. But someday, that's the dream. Again, I told you this is not Forever House. This is the
Yeah,
beginning house. Forever House will have either a hot tub or it will have a swimming pool. But my husband would prefer a swimming pool. So that's the
yeah.
dream. So what are you reading right now? I'm going to show you what I'm reading. I
Um,
I'm reading.
I
This is what I'm reading.
Oh, nice. I have been not reading physical books lately.
I know
Like,
you've been doing
I'm
a lot of
sorry to all.
audiobooks.
Yes, because my kids interrupt me, and at least with the audiobook, you can kind of go back and it
Yeah.
keeps your interest while I'm doing like chores and stuff. You can't do chores while you're reading a physical book. I mean, you could, but it's pretty hard if you have
Yeah.
soapy hands and you're reading a book. Yeah, I'm just all over the place right now with my kids. They like the littlest ones to like stick his hand down his butt and show me that he has poop instead of just coming up to me and saying, I have poop, change me. He's only, what, 22 months. So, I mean, he goes, oh, yuckies. I'm like,
Do do you
so
think
I
he's going to
have
want
no time.
do you think he's going to want a potty train soon?
I
Since he
am going to
doesn't
start
like it.
with the 2-year-old because I have the 1 and 2-year-old. So the 2-year-old will be 3 in July. And so this summer, since it'll be warmer, we can kind of do the pee wherever outside
Yeah,
even kind of situation. Boys are easy kind of like that, not
yeah.
always. But I'm going to try potty training. So we'll see. The 1-year-old does everything the 2-year-old does anyways. That's why my house is a disaster and I'm constantly running around fixing things, finding what they're up to,
Yeah.
dealing with poop in one room and the other one's, doing something and taking things out of a cabinet in the other room. It's really eventful throughout the day, just not in a way I would enjoy, like reading different characters throughout the day. But
Oh,
yeah, so
oh, absolutely. But I think
I,
that
I
you might
have been
do
cleaning a
it.
lot.
But I think you might do well because if he does want to see what his brother's doing,
Yeah,
he may do well. Um, Now my oldest, he did really well. My middle one, not as much because he just had no interest in it. So he took
yeah,
longer. But then my youngest there, she did, but it's a girl. It was different. She did
they are.
really well. I think
Yeah,
she had turned 2, and right after she turned 2, it was like 6 weeks, whatever, we were able
nice.
to potty train her.
That's fast.
It was
Yeah.
fast, but it was a girl again. So, but the
Hmm.
boys, it was mainly I had to put Cheerios and stuff in the toilet so they could aim it
Yeah, bribe.
and learn how
A lot
to
of
hold
bribery
it.
with toys and M&Ms and I mean just a lot of bribing. And the t- the oldest one caught on. I want to say he was like 3-ish when he finally caught on
Mhm.
to it and started getting better at it. But I had to bribe him with a lot of monster trucks. So that happened. We'll see what the second one wants to do. He's also stubborn. And like when you're like, hey, come on, come over here, he's at that stage right now where he runs away from you and
Oh,
thinks it's
yes.
funny.
Yes.
Yeah, that could be aggravating or funny and play along, but most of the time it's like when you need him to do something
Oh, of
like, "Hey, you have
course.
poop in your diaper. Come here now. Let's change this." And he's like, "Ha, ha, ha, let me run around the house with a poopy diaper some more." You're like, "Fuck."
Well, my oldest there, because our kids are very similar age-wise, you know. I had just 1 more year. I'm 5 year they're in 3 within 5, you have 3 within 4. When we would go places, because a lot of times it was just me, not because, you know, my husband was working and that
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
Oh my
I
gosh.
had to get the little backpack thing that went on my
Mhm.
oldest that had the leash. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I've thought of that.
I'm telling you,
Rebecca, we went
it
to the grocery store
it
this
sucks.
week, all 3 of them,
Was it
and
just
it
you?
was just me.
Mhm.
Thank God it was a store that I know and, like, I could go around and just kinda grab
Yep.
the staples that we need, but oh my gosh, it was like, "Don't touch that. Stop touching everything." You know, they go down the aisle and they have to, like, touch
You don't put them all in the
everything.
cart at the same you don't put them all in the cart?
They don't all fit in the cart with the groceries.
See,
There's 3 of them.
see, that was see, a lot of my grocery shopping, because I go to Costco a lot, I'd have all 3 of them in the cart. Dominic would always sit in the basket, you know, the big part,
Mhm.
and then the other 2 would sit because 'cause they're side by
They
side,
do.
and I
Costco
would
does have the bigger,
mhm, and I would
yeah.
strap them in because they couldn't get because little Peanut, she always wanted to, get up on her knees and turn around, but I had to have her strapped
Oh.
in. But no, I think you should consider the little backpack that I'm telling you, it helps because then they
Yeah.
can't take off from you, and they're only they are
Oh, yeah.
always close. I know
I mean,
it's whatever. Some people have faces about it, but a lot of those people don't have children, and they haven't had that many that close in
well,
age,
like,
or they
do
don't
you want a
care.
leash on your kid, or do you want them to, like, push over the display table and have boxes all over the floor and you
Oh
feel
yeah.
embarrassed because of that?
Oh,
You know?
mm,
They were getting the
yeah.
2 oldest were walking. The baby was in the cart, like, seated next to me
Mhm.
that way. And I would be like, "Okay, grab this, grab that." And they were
Yeah.
helpful at first. Then they started fighting with each other. Then they started wanting these snacks and those snacks and fighting over the snacks and who got to hold the snack. And then they were, like, brawling at one time
Oh,
by the registers, and I was like, "Oh, we just need to go down this one last aisle." And we're leaving. And I was like, like,
well,
just hurrying through. Oh my
my
god.
oldest, we would go. This was years ago when he was little. We would shop at Sam's Club at that point. And we were in there, and I don't know, because he was, like, 3, maybe a little over 3. Because 'cause I'm gonna say my middle, he was a baby, or, like, in the car seat that I could set the car seat, you know, in the cart, you know?
Okay.
So, because I wasn't trying to carry them both in, I would keep him in you know, carry carry him.
Mhm.
And my oldest was bad, because anytime someone would talk to him, he would spit on people. We didn't spit at people. It wasn't like I was going outside spitting. I don't know why he did it, and he
Yeah.
thought it was hilarious. And
Yeah.
there was this one lady my husband worked with at the time, and anytime she talked to him, he would spit at her. And I was always like, "Diane," I'm like, "You cannot." I said, "I know it's funny. I know it is, but you can't
Try
laugh."
not to laugh.
I said, "Please," because I
So
said, "We
hard.
have to try to break him of this." And he just would not. It wasn't until, we just didn't see Diane anymore, and then he finally stopped that. But, oh, yeah, he would try to take off and things like that,
Oh, yeah.
but,
I was that kid though,
that's
so
why, it was a monkey, like a little backpack, and it was a monkey, and I had to, because, like, if we would go for a walk, you know, even just when I had the 2 of them, you know, one's in the stroller and then the monkey, and then after
yep.
then when I had my daughter, then I remember going to the mall, and I had all 3 of them at Christmas time. I had her in October, so she would have been a baby. She was in the stroller. I had to put the middle one, he had the monkey on, and I had to hold on
Okay.
to him, and then I had my other son, and he kept wanting to go under the clothes and stuff, like at J.C.
Ah,
Penney's and stuff,
yes. Mhm.
and
I was that
I felt
kid.
like I was about half nuts, and then the middle one, and then he was walking because he was, like, 2.5 at that point, but then he decided that's always when he would wanna fall over and stuff, and I'm trying to walk, and I'm trying and then it was not fun. So I understand 100%. how you feel.
Yes.
100%. And it's difficult when if you have to go by yourself all the time with your
Ugh,
kids,
yeah.
because a lot of us, we don't have the luxury of having, our spouse or whatever with us because, they're working and you have to
Yeah.
go
I
and
don't
do
have
things.
any family around,
Yep.
that lives close that isn't working, like, during the
Yep.
week, and a lot of them are busy.
Yeah.
Like, even my brother who's a bachelor, like, he has the bachelor life, so it's not like and what I want him I mean, the kids are a little older now, and he visits a lot, like, he
Yeah.
could probably, like, hang out with the kids for an hour while I went somewhere, but he works, so
Well, you
yeah, I
should
don't have
ask him though.
family or babysitters or anything like that. We live
We,
kind of far
yeah.
away
But you
for
should ask your
babysitters.
brother. Tell him, please do this for me. Let me have my vacation at the grocery store so I can
We'll
go
see
by
it.
myself because it becomes a vacation.
Uh,
When you get to go. But no, I remember all those times. I remember,
going yeah, going out with your kids to do something like that where it's not like a play place for
yeah.
them to play and be themselves, and you have to, like, keep them in line and be societal.
Huh?
It's harder than, like, going by yourself. By yourself feels like, "Wow, I got a reprieve today." Like, I didn't
Oh,
have to do this with the kids. This is great.
oh, absolutely. I mean, even now my kids are getting bigger. Now my oldest son, he helps and stuff like that. The middle one, he's, at that halfway point, he's 13 now. He helps, but sometimes he's
Mhm.
not helpful.
Yeah.
But now the middle one, she's okay. I mean, now I should say. But before she would be just nuts when we would go places and things like that.
Yeah.
That's why when they were really little, I did not take them to restaurants to sit in. We would always get something out.
Oh,
Because
yes.
I was not
That's an
going to
event.
well, I was not going to
And
be
they don't eat. They
no.
get upset to wait. They don't wanna wait for the food, and then it takes sometimes a long time depending
Yeah,
on what restaurant you go to. If we go out to dinner, it's usually with family,
yeah.
and then that's a bigger party, so then you're waiting longer for that bigger place segment to come out,
Oh,
and
absolutely.
then my kids are like, "Where's my food? I'm hungry." They've already drank, all their tea and water and everything else and ready to get up and play.
Well, and then the thing is, I don't wanna go and have my kids mess up stuff everywhere or to throw
Mhm.
anything because I couldn't leave the table, like, in a disaster. Like, I have gone to restaurants and gone places with people that have children that are small and stuff. I understand you're about ready to fly the nest or fly the coop or whatever because 'cause you're being drove nuts, but I couldn't leave my table or the carpet underneath like some of the people I have seen.
Like, super, like, destroyed.
Yeah, and food
Yeah,
all over the place and stuff. I'm not
yeah.
expecting the people that work at a restaurant to have to clean up after my
Uh,
children,
just
and I don't like
tip
that.
a lot more. "Sorry, here's an extra buck." Not
I
just
just
$1,
but
maybe
no,
like
that's why I
5.
just wouldn't do it. Again,
But
I wasn't gonna do that to those
well,
people.
and yeah, I mean, it's expensive to go out these days anyway,
Oh,
so you take out
absolutely.
3 kids meals, that's so expensive, and then they don't eat it, and
Yeah.
then you take it home, they still don't eat it. So why go out?
Oh,
Oh, it's
and
just a
plus
waste
and
of
then you'll
money,
get to a point too
and it's
that they
not,
won't
like,
all eat.
joyful.
No.
It's not,
No.
like, fun for me to be outside my house dealing with these kids throwing their food, not eating it, just wanting to get up and play and not sit down and have a meal. That's not, to
No.
me, fun. Like,
No.
I don't get any joy out of that. All I do is get frustrated and pissed off, and I wanna scream at my kids. Like, how is that healthy?
Well, like people will say, "Oh, you have to take your kids places when they're really little so they have experiences and they get."
I
No.
try.
I mean, when
We
they're
go
really little, they don't know anything. They don't Do you think they're gonna have the memories of some of these places when they're that little? Absolutely not.
yeah.
Like the people that take their really, really little ones to Disney. What are you
What?
doing?
Why
Why
not?
are you torturing
That's joy
yourself?
for me. I will stand on a coffee table for this one because I love Disney and I have brought my kids young to Disney, but it's for me and my joy. I don't care if they remember or not. I
But
love seeing their little faces light up at the
well,
characters and seeing how people like how they react and things like that. And they could go on some of the smaller rides with you. And that's really fun for me because I enjoy
well, you
Disney and that's
enjoy it.
my joy.
Well,
Yes.
as you know, I'm not big with people. You know that, big
Yeah.
crowds
That's a
and that
crowd
kind of
thing for
stuff.
Rebecca. She doesn't do crowds.
We don't do crowds. I just like I get like
That's the only
panicked.
that's the only crowd I like to do and put up with because I also don't I get anxiety with crowds,
Mm.
and even at Disney I can, and I'll be like, "Motherfuckers better get out of my way right now." But I know where to go, especially Disneyland, because I grew up there. So, like, I
Yeah.
know where I'm going, and I know how to, like, finagle around a lot of the place, so I feel comfortable in that crowd, I guess,
See,
but
I guess like for me, like when they were
side crowds
little,
are
if I'm gonna, well, even now, I should say even now, if I want to go somewhere and I want to experience something, I ask my kids, is this something you would enjoy?
Yeah. I mean,
If
they're
they,
old enough now to ask
no, oh yeah,
that.
and if they tell me no, because there's
No,
always one in the bunch. If like I have to say if I take my kids individually to do something, they have a
that they wanna
much
do?
better fine,
Oh, yeah.
much better time.
Yeah.
Now, that would be the younger two because I can't they're not old enough to leave them by themselves to babysit or whatever. Like say
Right.
like the two older one to go and leave my youngest. I can't do that. Now my oldest I can because sometimes he doesn't want to go and do stuff with us. But I will not be drove nuts. Like, if we're going to do something, I will not do it. If we're going and everybody's in
Yeah.
each other's throats and they're all
Right.
and they're crabby
Complaining.
and
Yeah.
I'm like, "No, I'm not
Not
gonna do
joyful.
this. I'm not going
Yeah.
to." I do wanna take them here, maybe this coming month or whatever. I want to go south here in Kentucky. There's the battlefield, the
Mhm.
Perryville Civil War battlefield. I want
Mhm.
to go there. I want to go there because I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But
They can
I'm
sit on
gonna
the sidelines while
yeah,
you do your thing.
I mean,
Yeah.
I like going to see
Don't
that.
yap at me.
I like to see that stuff. I made them go and see an ancient Ice Age burial mound that's here in
Cool.
Kentucky.
Yeah.
It's just a mound out in the
Well,
middle of a
and you know what?
cornfield. I
Since
loved
you
it.
homeschool, that's homeschooling.
Oh,
You getting
absolutely.
them out into history lessons like that, you could make that a history lesson. Just
Absolutely.
saying.
Well, I'll have to show you someday the pictures from that Ice Age. Again, I found it fascinating. But they said there's like 1,000 people are buried inside that mound.
Weird.
And it's from the Ice Age. Think how long ago that is. I
Interesting. I'm
just
surprised no one's tried to, like, drill into it and find the people and stuff.
well, they must know how they're layered because they said they
Yeah.
layer them like layers of a cake. The dead. And that's what they do. And
Interesting.
they're these big mounds. And it's just out in the middle of this cornfield. And the guy, because when we went, it was like early in the spring kind, but it had like where he had mowed down all the corn. So he plants the corn up on the mound too. I'm like, that's weird. Because if you go on Google Maps, people pin stuff. So if
Yeah.
you want to see interesting things that aren't necessarily labeled, but that is one. So I don't know. That's our fun. We're moms. These are the
Anyways.
things we do. But
Anyways, this week I was listening this week I was listening to,
what are
this book,
oh, you're
Broken
listening
Dove.
to book 2.
Yeah.
So what
I
do you
finished it.
think?
I devoured it.
Hmm.
Um, I really enjoyed it. I thought the character arc was good. I thought the long distance love relationship thing was well played to the love triangle, and
Okay.
the love triangle was done well. It wasn't rushed and it felt genuine. And then the whole like leading up, like she's in the rebellion and the leading up to it to like kind of more like devastating things. Like there was a lot of like action plot twist. My
Oh, okay.
jaw literally, like I was like tons of times, like jaw unhinged
Now
moments in here.
is that a duology or is it
It's a
oh,
trilogy.
it's a
So we
trilogy.
have a
Okay.
cliffhanger
Oh.
and I need book 3 now. Like I reread book 1 and then devour this probably like 3 days listening to it. Like I would lay in bed listening to this because it was that captivating. And it's really funny because when I went on Goodreads to do my review, I saw that there was a few 1-star reviews. I'm like, whatever could these be about, right? And someone was like, I hated the love triangle, or I hated the love. Like, there should have been more like epic romance and stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't think someone read the same book as I did because I saw the little red flags that were going off with the one relationship to make it change. Like,
Yeah.
I saw something coming, either a betrayal or a breakup, or like something was going to happen to somebody.
Yeah.
Like there was something coming, like, and it was well done, like well plotted. Like these little tiny seeds were there. So I don't know where people were like, oh, I hated that. Unless they're like true romance readers where they didn't want the epic fantasy part of that, or the dystopian fantasy, I guess it would be. And they were just like there for the love. And then they got upset because
Well,
then it goes into, it's a very like war strategic
yeah.
book where they're in, have you ever watched Hunger Games?
Yes.
The Catching Fire, and what's the last one? Catching Fire, and
I don't
Jay
remember anymore.
Mockingjay,
Oh,
I think
yes.
is the
I
last
think
one.
that is yes.
So think of like book 2 and 3 of Hunger Games, like the end there where they're like more war driven, right? Like you see her like in the bunkers and the war rooms, and they're like trying to like there's the bad guy talking about stuff, and like we're going to get rid of the rebellion and people that are different than us. And then she's like in the war rooms trying to navigate what to do correctly and where she
Oh, okay.
belongs and stuff like that. So
See, I
it
didn't
is
read the other.
like
I haven't read
that
that series yet
in, in Hunger Games, or this one.
either. Well, no, I've watched the Hunger Games, the movies, never
Okay.
read them, but I
Yeah.
didn't, because what's the first book?
I think it's
Of
called
this.
Hunger Games.
No, 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 no. I'm talking about what you're reading
Oh,
right now.
this one? Oh, not
Is it
Quicksilver.
Silver Elite?
Silver Elite.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah. I had that
Yeah.
on my list, but see, I've seen mixed reviews with it,
Yes.
and
Yes.
so
You
I've
either
never
liked
picked
it.
it up.
Yeah. First of all, they call people quats. That is hilarious to me. They call them like God fucking quats.
That's different. I like that.
Right? And
That's fun.
instead of saying like agreed, they say keen. Are you keen? Keen with that? Keen. And so it's got
Okay.
like some fun like verbiage, like different terminology to it. It is dystopian. So it's dystopian fantasy, but it's not magic per se. Like
Okay.
I think they call it magic. But what happened was the people, there was a war with like radiation bombs and like some other
Okay.
chemicals, some things where it changed the people's DNAs. And so there are some people that are human like us. And then there's some people who are genetically modified from the war, and they have telepathic powers, and they have different kinds of telepathic. So
Oh,
you could be like
well,
someone
that's
that
an
could read
interesting.
minds. Yeah. Or you could like tell the future, or, telepathy with different people, or empathy of, it could be your thing. So there's different kinds of genetically modified powers that you get.
Okay.
And then so it's like a war between the humans versus the modified, right? So like they're suppressing the modified, the humans are suppressing them because they can't trust them, because they can
Okay.
get in your head. So then they, want to fight back and be like, we can all live together, these things. And then there are people like that. So there's like other factions that like live secretively, that are like free love. Like they remind me of like 1970s. They like live like the old people do, like our generations today. They live
Okay.
like that. They live free, no tech, stuff like that. And then you have another continent that these people trade with. And these guys are like your Catholics, like God loving people that are like, your whole country, like, will work with you and trade with you. But your country's just like, we're not ever coming together to fight any wars you guys have. Like we're over here, we're God loving people, and we're going to stay
Oh,
loving
okay.
the
And
old way. Old way is
that's
the
how
God
book
way.
one is, or is that going? Are you just
You
saying
learn
that's
this
the
over
whole
both.
series? Okay.
Yeah.
Ah,
So that's
interesting.
like how what's kind of going on. The first book is like her hiding because she was taken away from like the rebellion by her uncle, and and her parents died. So he like saves her and she hides, but then something happens where she has to go into the military part of the humans,
Okay.
and they call them the primes, and she has to like be in this situation where she's training and like a secret agent and gets to know the governor's son and things like that. And
That does
um
sound like a very interesting series. I might have
yes,
to
it
give it
is
a
very
chance then.
dystopian, kind of military
And
driven now.
and book 2 just came out, correct? That's why
Hmm.
you were listening
Yeah,
to it. It just
fuck
came
me.
out. Oh god, it's gonna be
uh
probably a bit then, probably till
yeah.
book
Yeah.
3, because she hasn't said anything in regards to book 3 yet
I
or
don't
anything.
know. I haven't looked it up because I don't want to get disappointed.
Well, now I'm reading now. Is Kingdoms of Silent Sorrows by A.G. Harris. That's what I started reading because she's actually going to be on the podcast here in
Yes.
June. She is amazing. I love talking to her. She is like the sweetest person. This is very good. I'm just at the beginning of it. The first chapter is like it's like 50 some pages is the first chapter, but it's kind of like things are happening.
Okay.
Like
It's not like straight world building. It's like straight like character action.
I don't know. Now, this is the part I don't know. The people that I'm reading about in this chapter, I don't know if they are in through the rest of the book yet. I don't know. Because it's like they're like gods and they have to, I don't even know how to describe it. There's 3 gods at the beginning
Okay.
of it. The one is a female and she's talking and she did something that caused this war that's happening. And basically, their type of people, who they are going to be taken over by the elves. The elves are
Okay.
coming. They have bigger army. At some point, they're going to be eradicated.
Okay.
And she did something. What I don't know yet, because I haven't gotten that far
Okay.
to know what she's done.
Mm-hmm.
But they're living in basically, from what I gather, like a city or where they're at, and they're behind walls. And all these gods are there. I don't know how many of them. I don't know how many there are there, but she's there, and 2 of them they like her a lot. And they're talking about, well, what should we do? We have to be able to do something about this. We have to give ourselves a fighting chance, kind of thing. And the one suggests that they open a portal and they go to this other world. And they're like, that's blasphemy. We can't do that. And he's like, well, if we want to survive and to be able to come back for another day and raise an army and then come back, we have to do this. And then the other suggestion he had too, to build this army in that, because gods cannot have children together. They cannot.
Okay.
But that they should go and be with humans and have children. And they're like, that's blasphemy, all this kind of stuff. So something happens while they're having this discussion, and it's basically like time's up kind of deal. And the one says he's going to go and he's going to try to get as many of the other gods that are there and try to get them to safety. But he told the other one, we both love her. You need to take her, go through the portal. And then I'm like 100 years later now, because as you're following, and it's interesting. Just put it that way.
Okay.
It's good.
So the prologue kind of ends on like a cliffhanger of like an event, like a big event.
That's what I'm assuming. I'm in that whole big 50 some pages. I haven't made it to the next chapter, but it's really good. And I really like how she writes. And it's very vivid. And like when I'm hearing them talking, like the gods, I hear them like they're very proper. And I just hear them. They're not talking like how you and I are talking conversation.
Yeah.
Like when we read Quicksilver, Carrie and Swift, I hear him like talking like how we talk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? These are much more like the Bible people, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But but I have to say, she's amazing. But I do know she has book 2, I believe, written. And she's on book 3.
I think it's in editing.
Yes. So they will be coming soon. But again, she does all the artwork and everything. She's amazing.
Great.
And then I finished Your Path is Sorrow. I flew through that one. I think I read it in not even a week. I got that one done.
Oh, yeah.
But I did order, because I'm reading this, I can't read more than one book at one time.
Yeah.
So I have to finish this one, but then I do have book 2.
Okay, good.
So I'm super excited about Your Path is Sacrifice. It is so good.
I know, I need to
I
keep
love
reading that one.
I
But
love
again,
Parker's writing. Love
if you
it.
are okay, to all the indie authors listening, please, for the moms out there with young toddlers who can't hold a book or a Kindle and focus on reading, make audiobooks for me, please. I need audiobooks.
Yeah.
Put in the money, I will buy one. Okay.
Well,
They
and
are worth it. And I know a lot of other moms too that like to do audiobooks in our like phase of life right now,
yeah.
because it's something to kind of drown out a lot of the busy noise too. And you get your chores done faster, and just kids are wild and you can't have physical things around.
And the other thing we ask is, even if you are a person that, does physical copy or Kindle, and you have a time period between book 1 and book 2, et cetera, put a little synopsis from
Mm.
like a summary of what happened in the last book at the
Yes.
beginning, because we don't always have time to do a reread.
Correct.
And sometimes some of these books, it's like a year or more between
Yes.
books. And
Yep.
that would be extremely helpful. Even if it's like just a
Yes.
couple pages and just give us a
Yeah.
rundown. Well, this is what
Yes.
happened the last time we were together, and just go through. And
Yeah.
it would help for a lot of people. And some people have memories like goldfish. They could read a book and then you ask them a couple weeks later and they don't remember. So
Yeah.
I think that would be extremely helpful as well.
Yeah. I
That's my thought.
when I did Silver Elite, I had to reread it. Like, I remembered certain things of
Mhm.
it. And then I was like, but I know for book 2 to have impact, I need to do the reread, because I remembered the end left us like in this like turmoil of the
Did you
relationship.
did you reread it actually physical copy, or
No,
did you do audio?
audio,
Audio.
audio.
Do you listen to it at normal speed, or do you have
No,
it go really fast? How fast do you have them
1.7.
going? Do they sound
1.5 to
odd?
1.7. No. If anything, a lot of them, it depends. Some of them, if you have a fast narrator, you don't need to
Mhm.
increase it very often. 1.5 is about my medium part, like, because I'm a fast reader. So in my head, like, if you talk to me like this, reading the book, and then maybe only this much faster when it gets really intense, I'm like, bitch, hurry up. Like, 1.7, what's going on? I need to read ahead.
You you
So
when I edit us, when I'm listening to us, like, once I get, as I'm cutting things and, doing that, I listen to us at that speed, and you should hear us because it's hilarious, because we're talking really fast, and we're talking really
yeah,
fast, and it's hilarious. And then sometimes I have to
yeah,
rewind it back and slow it down, because if we are just in our general talking really fast, and then sometimes I'll be like, "What did we just say? What are we talking about?" And I
yeah,
have to rewind it back. But
yeah.
I wondered what
No,
speed you listen
audiobooks
to
don't
it at.
really do that. If anything, it just kind of takes the pauses out of
Mhm.
the length of
Yeah.
the word. It's weird. But no, like, I don't feel like it's, remember like back in the day with VHS, it was like when you would fast forward, doesn't sound like that. No. It's
Sorry.
just they're talking a little faster than this. And I'm like, okay, we need to go
Yeah,
a
I can
little
see you doing that,
faster.
though. I could
Yes.
see you definitely doing that. But what we're going to get into today, we're going to talk about one of our absolute favorite tropes. Well, at least for me, I'm assuming, Heather, this is one of your favorite as
This
well.
is my favorite trope.
This is enemies to lovers.
Yes.
Now, like, some books are marketed as enemies to lovers, and I'm like, they're 2 chapters into the
Is
book
it?
and they're enemies to lovers, and then and then they're
Yeah.
together. That's not enemies to lovers.
No.
Um, this is what we love. I mean, there's books that, I could honestly say, just from the synopsis and everything, I know this is enemies to lovers.
But yeah.
This is
I mean, the way
definitely.
she talks about her enemies and how it's even a forced proximity, they
Mhm.
still stay enemies. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about is
Mhm.
true enemies to lovers today. Because yes, I love my rivals to lovers. I like my enemies to lovers that are like soft. We'll call it soft enemies to lovers.
Yeah.
But true enemies to lovers, like if you get someone that can write a true where they're cutting throats, still like trying to off each other while they're in this forced proximity to be together and having to work together, but not trust each other constantly. Like I have some recommendations today.
Well, let me ask you this. Now, this one here, I mean, because even though it doesn't happen until book 2 in this series, do you think the plated prisoner, would you really consider that enemies to lovers?
No, definitely not.
I don't know, but she doesn't like him though. She for a
She
long
doesn't
time
like
there.
him,
But
but
she
he doesn't
doesn't.
do anything to her
Well, I guess he doesn't do anything to maim her or anything like that,
because
or he's
he
not mean
knows
to
right
her.
away who she is and what he
So
is
I
to
guess
her.
so this would be more well, now the other person that's in it, that would be just well, he would be a lover to an enemy. It would be the reverse, I guess
Yeah.
you would say. I guess for this, it not the
And I
main male
do love
character.
lovers to enemies as well. I think that's really a cool twist when you
Mhm.
do it right with a good betrayal. One where you're like,
So I guess we
oh,
could consider this that. It would be the opposite. This series, because the one part of it, because we
yeah,
don't want to give any of it away, but it would be a lovers to enemy
yeah,
for
yeah.
100% on that one.
That I would say.
Yeah.
But if we're talking about the guy in book 2 who becomes lovers,
My husband.
um, I don't believe that's a true enemies to lovers because
No,
they
because he
aren't
said
really at
he
each other's throat.
knows. Because
Yeah,
she was like a beacon to him.
yeah.
So he
And it's
knew, but
kind of
she didn't know though.
bashing about like who they are together. Because does he capture her of some sort? Does he take her prisoner,
Well,
but not
remember
really?
she
Yeah, she's a
remember
retention.
the other bad people have her. Remember the
Uh-huh.
ones that are out in the snow, the ships. They have her,
Yes,
and then
and then
he
he
battles
rescues
them.
her,
He rescues her because he's seen her. She was like a beacon
her
of light.
glow. Yeah,
Yes, but he knew, but she hated him because of who she was, made to think of who he was, because
because
she
he's
knew who he
different.
was. Well, and she knew who
Because
he
he's different,
was.
right? And
Well, yeah, and they always made
yeah.
out because, of course,
And
her
oh,
person.
wait, she knows him as, like, the,
She
like,
knows him
general,
as,
right? Like,
uh,
the scary guy
yes,
that is a
exactly.
villain, so she immediately thinks you're a
Yes,
villain,
because that's
and
always
I
what
need to be
she's been
scared of
told.
you.
Right, because
Yes,
that's all she's been told by
that's right. So,
that
yeah, I
that
don't
that
know.
goofy person that who will remain nameless,
Yeah.
because everyone, you need to, if you have not read the Plated Prisoner series, please, it's a completed 6-book series, and I saw that she has her new book coming out. I already have it pre-ordered in September. It's a duology. It's the Pied Piper, and I believe she has a second duology coming out, and then she's going to have the
Jeez.
book with the brother.
Yes, that would be cool.
I cannot wait for that. I love how she writes too. So, but again, it's a completed series. Go out and watch it. So we're gonna. I guess we should classify that as a lovers to enemies, the
Okay,
opposite reverse.
I agree.
So, what book are you going to put as your true enemies to
Oh,
lovers?
okay. So, I recently have read some really good
Mm-hmm.
ones, that are indie authors actually, that
Love our
have come
indies.
out with books this year. So one of them would be like Between Tides and Thunder by Lena Kazik, I think is how you say her name.
Okay.
Um, and so there's Prince Zev and Princess Maya, I think is how you could say her name. And Maya is actually there's 2 warring kingdoms. It's usually like
Okay.
warring kingdoms, right? And then you have like these 2 people from each kingdom that butt heads because they're told these are bad people both ways.
Okay.
And so she's actually Zev comes to pick her up to bring her to his brother to be married to him.
Oh,
But
okay.
then their carriage blows up along the way and they get
Yeah.
stuck in the forest. So that's your forced proximity.
I
And they
see. I
have
love
to work
forced proximity
together
too.
to get to the castle to marry the brother. But then there's feelings involved, but
Oh.
not anything that like it's like forbidden feelings, right? Like
Okay.
attraction, and they know it's an attraction, but they're like, no,
We
this
can't
can't happen,
we can't do this because
right?
I'm betrothed to your
Yeah. So
brother.
great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that great
Uh,
like tension building, that yearning building, and then there's so many plot holes and so many twists. And right when you think that they're kind of seeing even ground, someone does something where it like shifts the foundation. And you're like, oh shit, okay, now we're back to being enemies again. So this one here is a true enemies to lovers.
is
They
it?
do never truly trust each other
Oh,
until the super very end. And even then, Lena had me at like, oh my gosh, this is not a happily ever after, is it? And I was like confused. I was like, what's going to happen? And it's a standalone.
oh, it is
So
a stand. That's what I was going to ask.
if this ends like this right now, oh my gosh, like I'm going to lose it. And so she does a great job up until the very end. Oh my
See, that
God.
sounds really good. I
That
think I
one's great.
added that to my TBR because you have mentioned that book before.
Yeah.
I think
I mean,
the 300 and some books I have,
I'm
but
sure
it does
people have
sound
seen
really
it. It's
good.
being hyped. I think she is going trad with it.
Hmm.
I think she just got top 40 bestseller on
Oh,
Amazon with this book. It's worth the hype. I would say this is very well hyped book. Like it is
hmm.
worth the read.
And
Hype.
that's Between Tides and Thunder.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
By Lena.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll have to, maybe I'll put
So
up
that's
a
a
picture of
true
it as we
enemies to
go.
lovers. All of our tropes that like those kind of enemies to lovers. We got you with that one.
Now,
What do you think? What's another one?
Now, again, now you're talking more, the books that you're talking are more that you've read. Now, these are ones
Mhm.
that
You've heard of?
I have heard they're on my physical TBR. They're
Okay.
sitting here, but I haven't read them yet. But this is
Let me
just
see.
based off of what I have seen. Now, this one here is this is The Feather So Vicious.
Oh,
It's book 1 of the
you
duology.
constantly talk about that. And this thing keeps popping up on my Audible. And I'm this close to just like listening to it and seeing what it's about.
It's supposed to be really good. And it's also very spicy. What's her Liv Xander. She actually just had another duology come out, and I can't remember what it's called, but it's all over Instagram and that, and all over TikTok, everything. And it's something with crowns, and it's like the #1 bestseller thing or whatever now.
Hmm.
But she's very good at enemies to lovers.
Okay.
From what I understand, there's the girl that's in the book. And I don't know if she gets captured or there's something with it. And there's 2 guys and they're raven shifters. And there's a lot of like angst and a lot of not, a lot of enemies to lovers kind of thing. But
Hmm.
I believe she's with both of them.
Oh, so
So
why choose
I think it
enemies to
might it
lovers?
might be a why choose kind of thing.
Interesting.
But that's from
Okay.
what I understand. But anybody who has actually read this, you can let us
Yeah,
know in the
let us
comments.
know.
But it's supposed to be amazing. But I know it's like super spicy. I would put this probably in my 4 pepper range
Okay.
because I don't think I've ever had anything. I guess 5-star or 5 chili pepper would be The Kiss of the Maskless, even though I haven't read it. Just based on everybody's what I have seen, that would probably be a
Yeah.
5. This is probably like this could be 4.5 pepper kind of thing, I believe.
Okay.
So if you like the spiciness, but that I know this is enemies to lovers. So let us know in the
Yeah.
comments. So there's that one. So what one do you have that you have read? Because you're
Okay.
doing those ones.
This one we have talked about before with Stephanie Storm is Poison Daughter by
Oh
Sheila
yes.
Masterson. That one's going viral right now. She just got a huge trad deal. And she's like, I think she just announced like she has a book coming out in Netherlands and Germany. I don't know, some like foreign deals too. So
Nice.
this one is so worth the hype. This was one where I kind of sat on it for a long time. It was
Mhm.
actually part of my book club, and I missed her. Like we have a book club where the author comes on and like
Oh, okay.
chats with us and stuff, and I missed that one because I was like, oh, I haven't read that. And this one also is a standalone. So I was thinking like, oh, it's not a series, so I could just get into it when I get into it. And then I saw that it was getting more hype, so I'm like, no, I'm just going to read this really
Yeah.
quick. And it is huge enemies to lovers, like so good. And it so she has like this magic power. Like there are a lot of there's some people with power, some people that aren't.
Okay.
And then there's people that live and they all live inside like stone, like a wall, let's say, like a big city inside a big wall, because on the outside are like vampires, we'll call them. I forget what
Okay.
they're actually called. But and they'll, terrorize you and eat you and all that stuff. So and I think if you get bit, you get turned. Maybe
Mm.
not. Maybe I'm thinking too much into that. But there there are like the bad monsters outside
Oh, okay.
of the wall. So her family is this big, like there's like powerful families that live within the society,
Okay.
and hers kind of is like her dad's like the governor, let's say. And so each of her siblings, I think there's like 8 or 9 of them, have like a special power that suits the rule of how they rule things. And so hers is a poison kiss. So she cannot kiss somebody or like transfer any kind of saliva, I think it is, without like killing somebody. And she perfects
Oh,
this over time without telling her family. But her family's like corrupt and like nasty. And so she already has this like standard of like not trust it in
yeah.
anybody. Like she can't trust her family, she can't even trust her brother who she really loves, that they're most close with. And so she's always like for herself. She is loyal to herself and herself only. She looks out for herself, does things that she wants to do, all that kind of stuff. So when they want to marry her off again because her last husband died unexpectedly,
Oh.
and he was supposed to, that was part of the
Oh, okay.
reign,
Oh,
like
okay.
her dad's like, mapping. But then they want to marry her off again, and she's like, fuck this shit, right? And she's like the badass FMC that can fight and can be an assassin, and she goes out and tries to like right the wrongs of the men in life that are like rapists and murderers and things like that.
Oh, okay.
And so she has like a part underlying like Throne of Glass kind of like assassin-y thing going on. But then she meets Henry, and Henry is like this from this colony they thought was lost back in the war, like 10 years ago or something like that, 10-20 years maybe. And they're finally like making contact back with this other, with like, what's her name? Harlow? I think her name's Harlow,
Okay.
and in her society. So like he comes back, and they know like there's something kind of going on with those people, and they're sending her to like spy and like get the goods, right? Like
Oh,
learn
okay.
all the stuff. But they have all these secrets, and she has all her secrets, and then she has her family secrets, and then she has her society secrets, and then he's got more secrets, and he is
Hmm.
something that we don't know about, and he has some kind of power that we don't
Oh,
know about. And
oh,
so there's all these like things that they like constantly fight about and can't ever find like that level ground, and they're constantly like at each other's throats about stuff. So it is a true enemies to lovers. Like I can't say too much more about like how like he comes into play with it. It's really good, like how they meet too. It's
well, see,
like,
I'm excited
oh
about that
shit.
one. Now, is it
It's an oh
does
shit moment when they meet. It's
because
really cool.
is it in August? I think maybe it comes out. The
It
traditional book
is
comes
being
out.
republished.
For some reason, I'm
And she has
thinking it's August it comes out, but I could be wrong. I know it's
yeah,
soon. It's this summer, I
it's
believe.
soon.
And the
And it's a
cover on it's
pretty cover
gorgeous.
and sprayed edges and deluxe and everything like that. So that is
I'm gonna
my
get it for
number
my
2.
shelf. I'm gonna get it and put it on my shelf.
I
When will I
think
read it? I don't
if
know, but it's gonna be on
you
there.
if you pre-order it, she has like a piece of art that comes with it. I think you have
Mm.
to tell her that you pre-ordered it though.
I don't remember if I have pre-ordered a tremendous well, not
I
I shouldn't
know.
say a
I just
tremendous amount, but
pre-ordered some.
I mean, I might have to pre-order that one so I can have it's beautiful. I think the cover is gorgeous. You know how we are with our covers.
Mhm.
But that is one I do know, and it is I didn't know what it was about, but I knew that everybody loved it, and you said it was amazing.
And it's
Stephanie
dark. It's,
said,
like, super dark, Rebecca,
"Oh,
and
I
spicy,
love
and you
dark."
would love that. Yeah.
You know I love that.
I mean, it's like orgy style, like, spice. marriage bedding is like in front of like a crowd of people that have to witness, and they
Oh.
have to like do something to make
You
it
know
like mean something and like combine like yeah.
they did that, like, years ago in
Back in
England
the
and
day.
stuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, and they
Yeah.
had to actually a whole bunch of weirdos had to stand there and
This was
watch
not
them.
weird though. Yeah, this wasn't like weird like that. Like in Daggermouth, which is another true enemies to
Yeah.
lovers, they that's a dystopian fantasy. And so the misogynistic men think that when people get married, they have the right to watch the communion of that. And yeah, so they have like a gallery where you get watched and stuff. And so our FMC is not about that. And she's like, that's not going to happen to me. Fuck you.
I
Love
that
Duggar Mouth, by the way. That's a number. That's a number or another recommendation from me for true enemies to lovers. They like shoot at each other constantly, and like get in fights and cut each other.
I have that one
And
on my list. I added that one because of
yeah,
you as well. That's the one you and I talked about because the cover, you said if you wouldn't have known whatever, you would have walked
yeah,
past it. Now the
it's a
cover,
really
since it
odd
went
cover to
traditional,
me.
it's a weird cover, but you said it makes sense when you read it. But
I mean, kind of.
but the newer one looks better in my opinion. Now, again, I most of the time I always side with saying I feel the indie cover looks better in my opinion. But when I've seen the traditional cover for Daggermouth, I do think it looks better than the indie cover in my opinion. But
Yeah,
I'm excited to read that one as well. I do, but like I said, I have that on my 300 and some book TBR
I
list.
know.
No, now I have this one. No, this one's on my TBR list. Again, I have not read it, but I
Have I
know
read it? What
it's,
is it?
but it is, from what I gather, it's Enemies and Lovers, but I think this just came, she re-released them maybe because they went traditional or something.
Oh
This
yes,
is The City of Gods and
Ripcord.
Monsters by Kayla
Oh,
Edwards
City. Yes, I think she is getting a deal.
or
I think that
something
is
with
being
it.
re-released. Yeah,
I'm thinking
I
it's
have that on
being
Audible. I need
released.
to read it.
Because it's the House of Devils novel. It's book one. And
Yeah.
she's a human struggling to survive in a city that caters to the needs of vampires, werewolves, witches, and other supernatural creatures. She always assumed her life would remain simple, predictable, and as safe as her world would allow until she barely escapes abductions by the hands of the Dark Slayers. What are those? I'm excited to find out what that is. Oh, it
Hmm.
says it's the supernatural bounty hunters that that possess
Oh,
the sight. It says a magical tracking ability that allows them to see a person's aura. So, I wonder if it's one of
cool.
those people. Oh, maybe that's
Ooh,
who she's got an enemies to lovers with.
the
It says
bounty hunter
maybe.
versus
I'm going to see what it
the
says. It
person that
says,
doesn't belong.
well, it says the abductors are demanding ransom, I guess, for her life in exchange for her friend's safe return. It says Lauren will do whatever it takes to get her friend back, even if it means accepting help. Okay, this must be our enemy here. From Darien Castle, the leader of the Seven Devils, the most feared, dark slaying circle in the city. So he is a bounty hunter.
Okay, so he's totally
Oh,
grumpy. He sounds grumpy, and
well,
I love grumpy enemies to lovers.
it sounds interesting. I know I've heard people talk about that name, his name Darien Castles, and they say he's delightful. So, ew. So, enemies to lovers, and this is a thick bitch. Look at that one. And I think all of them are chunky
Are like
bones like
that.
this.
Yeah.
You know I love a thick book. But
Yep.
that, again, haven't read it. If you've read it, let us know. I'm assuming it's enemies to lovers because from the
Yeah.
sounds of it, but it does sound really good. All right, what do you got next, lady?
Well, okay, so I said Daggermouth.
Mm-hmm.
That's dystopian fantasy. Poison Daughter, Between Tides and Thunder. Okay, number one would probably be Spark of the Everflame by Pencull and her whole series. And people talk about the slow burn in this series, and it is a very slow burn. And it's because they're enemies, like true enemies,
Mm-hmm.
and they're trying to get to the lovers part, and that
Okay.
lovers part just like constantly gets interrupted, and some other fatal thing happens.
Mm.
And I mean, we know that they love each other like in their own
Yeah.
way. So I'm really interested to see what book 4 becomes of these love interests that we have, because is it an attraction? Is it a deep love? Is it a convenience
Mhm.
lovers? Or is it going to be a happily ever
Mm.
after? I don't know. She just teased something on IG today about
Oh.
Googling, do you have to have a happily ever after in a romantasy? Can you kill off main characters? I was like, OMG, because the third book has a huge cliffhanger where
Oh.
DM, the
And you've
main
been waiting
character,
how long now?
2.5 years.
I like how you know specific 2.5 years.
That I can remember.
And when and when now has she announced the actual date of when this
September.
September? Oh,
September
it's
8th,
not too far then.
I
You'll
think.
have
Or
your
no?
answers.
Yeah, I just know
Oh,
it's September. Try not to
that's
get too excited before that. Because I should be getting the ARC for it because I signed up for ARC 2.5 years ago.
oh,
So
oh,
I
I hope
should
you
be
get
getting the
it.
book hopefully sooner than later. I don't know if
Oh, I
she's
hope.
sending out physical ones. I mean, I'd be happy with just to read it on the Kindle.
Yeah,
Um,
you
I
need
don't know when I'll
answers.
have time to read it on my Kindle, but I
What
will
you
probably have to ignore the children to do
you know they
it or
do
stay
have
up
a
late.
thing that you can put on your Kindle where it will read to you. So you don't have to have they have a thing that you can do and it'll read your book
I'll look
to
that
you.
up. How did I
So
not know about that?
I've
I have
seen
heard
that.
about people saying that if you have the Kindle app, you can do
I think
because
it's
it's for like if you're
mhm,
blind and you have a book and
and
you
it
want
will
it to
read to
read
you.
to you and
Mhm.
it'll read to you. I have looked for the settings for that and I can't find it. So I'll have to do
Mm.
some deep diving in that and see what that's
'Cause that might be a
'cause
positive for you since
that
you
could
need
help.
to listen to them.
Yeah, that would help right now. My poor ARC list. Some authors aren't getting reviews on time. I'm sorry. I
Yeah, life
tried.
happens, you know?
Yeah.
This is why my
Kids and their poop. Sorry.
little man someday will be I don't know. I don't because my middle one did all this stuff and I'll tell him that. I thought he would be horrified about it as he got older
Yeah.
when I told him. Nah, he's like,
Yeah. Stop, Mom.
nah. Maybe
Stupid.
because it's a boy. Maybe if it would have been a girl and I said it, it would
Oh,
be more like horrific kind of
maybe.
thing.
Yeah. I
Now,
don't know. I was a little girl that lived out. We had like a desert in our backyard, and my brother was cool and he could pee on anthills. So what did I do? I tried to pull down my pants and pee on anthills, and I got bit very badly by these ants because I had to get closer to the anthill to pee on it.
oh yeah, you had to squat.
So,
Oh,
I mean, that could be embarrassing, or I learned my lesson.
you
So,
learned your
oh,
lesson. I
yeah,
bet you didn't
learned.
pee on anything after that like that, did
No,
you?
nope. Learned I can't pee on things outside unless it's
Boys,
behind a bush.
unless it's behind a I remember this was when I was 6. My mom was somewhere. I don't know, remember where she went, but my dad was supposed to be watching me. My
Uh-huh.
dad was watching TV. Do you think in the 80s he was paying attention to what I was doing? Absolutely not.
No, he was
But
just an adult on premise.
it was just on the premise. Now, I had my friend that was my neighbor that lived through the woods from
Mhm.
me. He was 6 and came by himself to our house. I couldn't
Yeah.
imagine through the
Hey, back
woods.
in the day, man. Back in the day, that's what we did. We just walked outside to our neighbor's house and played. It
Through the
was different.
woods though, and that.
Yeah.
But he came over and I still remember because this always sticks in my mind because I remember I had a little swimming pool and we were playing and then I remember we went out in the garage because I don't remember if we were getting changed. Like, why would we get changed? But then again, we were 6. And I remember he told me to look under the car because he was on the other side of the car. And that's when he showed me his little tallywhacker, and we were 6. And I remember that. And I remember my mom found out because she came home not long after. Because I was like, "Oh," and he showed me. And I remember she told him, and she made him go home. He wasn't allowed to come play anymore since he showed his tallywhacker.
Oh my God.
But I remember that. But that was something. Yeah. Oh no, this is this is now again. This is a book that I have not read.
Okay. Moving on.
Now I've not read this. This is the Book of Azrael. Now, I'm told this is an enemies to lovers as well. Have you read this one yet?
No, and I have the graphic audio. I tried to just start
Mm.
that actually before this other one, and it's intense. I
Oh,
could not quite get into it, so I might have
is
to
it dark? Is it?
no, it just like starts off like really wild.
Oh,
Like the first
interesting.
chapter,
Ooh.
it starts off like super like in your face
Mm.
wild. So I was kind of taken aback for a minute
Oh,
there, and I
well,
have
so
not
that's
had a lot of time to
interesting.
concentrate on things like that. Like, I kinda needed, like,
Yeah.
a book that started a little more gradual, so I'm like, "I'll put that on the back burner for another
Well,
couple
I think
days."
this went traditional because this is the indie right here, but I believe
Yeah.
she went traditional. But it says here, it says, for 1,000 years after the gods' war, the Etherworld, because you know how I pronounce things, has known peace. But soon that too will change. An old enemy driven by revenge slowly builds an army behind the scenes. Temples are being ransacked in search of an item long lost, and the enemies since the dawn of time must put aside their differences if they, because remember, I'm older and I have to pull this out because I can't see. They have hope for survival. So, I mean, it's talking about enemies, so people must have to get together. I don't know.
I
It
don't
looks
know.
really good. But I believe, but like, I think Chelsea was talking about this, wasn't she? Like
She's
an
reading.
ARC reader for it, even though the books were
Yeah.
already out, because they were re-released.
Well, I think
There's
she came
something
out
with
with the
it.
book 3
Oh, maybe
finally
it was a brand
because
new book.
after all her publishing, it's kind of like LJ Andrews, like she's had Stolen Crown like in her editing and ready
Yeah.
to go, and then she got republished with the Everseas series. So then
Oh,
we had to wait for that to come out before she can publish the Stolen Crowns. So I think that's what's going
okay.
on with Amber is like
Oh, the
she got
same thing.
trad, she had to republish in the trad, and then now
Oh,
she's
okay.
come out with another sequel to it. I think it's a sequel, not a prequel. We'd have to ask Chelsea because
I'll
she
have to
is
ask.
reading it, and I
But
have not read the series yet.
but, but from whatever, all different people I've gathered, they said this is really a good
Really
book.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I
So,
want to read it so bad. That's why I bought the graphic audio. I just need a minute to, like, sit down and, like, process it
uh,
one day.
now, let's see. Now this one here. You didn't read this one, or did you try to read this one, or you read something different by her?
Oh, no, I read Till Death by Miranda
Oh, okay.
Lynn, and I did not enjoy the FMC in that one,
Hmm.
so I DNF'd it.
Now
So,
this is the Unmarked Witch. This is book
yeah, I
one.
haven't read that
Um,
series by her.
Now from to again, like what I've been told that it is. Oh, I wrote myself notes and I didn't notice I wrote it. This is rival covens and a witch hunter dynamic is in this one.
Oh.
So the romance is a literal betrayal of their people.
Ooh, that's good.
Okay.
Because that could
So
have so many, like, backstory,
possibilities.
yeah, a lot of untruths
Oh,
to unravel.
since I noticed my notes with this, I'll tell you
Oh,
what this
yeah.
is. Okay, this is the FMC who is a literal world-ending monster, okay, versus the main male character who is a celestial god. So they are on opposite sides of a
Monsters and
cosmic world.
gods. Okay.
So no misunderstandings here. They're pure lethal friction between them. Okay, so that's what
Gotcha.
that one is. And then this one here, go back to my notes. This one here, this is an urban fantasy that starts with the bounty hunter, because like we
Oh,
read, the bounty hunter literally paid to hunt
yeah.
down the human female main character. She is his mark. But maybe it's like a I can fix him kind of myth is dismantled. So there's that one. And then what did I say about this is the Feathers So Vicious? This is
Oh,
a
yeah.
red flag anthem, dark, visceral story of a kingdom conquered. The female main character is a prize of the war. Okay, so that's how the Raven guys get them. It's dark,
Okay.
it's heavy, it's exactly Pearl Clutchers. I wrote this like a couple weeks ago and I don't remember what I wrote. Isn't that terrible? And then, of course, The Kingdom of Silent Sorrows, the one I'm reading currently. That is witches, forbidden magic, rival factions. It's moody, high stakes, fits, with our coven vibes that we got going on here. But those are the ones I haven't read. But you have some listed here, but you and I both have read.
Yeah. So what do you think about Melissa K. Rourke and The Reign of Shadows and Ending? What do you think of that one?
I
Would you
mean,
say that's true? Or would you just say it's kind of more of an inconvenience?
I think she really does not like him. Because she wanted to go about her own way and do her own thing. And but for him, it was a convenience thing because he had to do what he was told. But I think he was just going to make her do whatever he wanted, no matter what. Because
Yeah,
he's
he's
about
stubborn.
control.
Very controlled,
Control.
very OCD with his timeline of and how things are supposed to be done.
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely. Because everybody's
But
morally gray in this book. Nobody is like the good guy. Everybody is,
yeah,
I don't want to say awful. I don't want to say that, but they're all very dark. They're all in that
they all have their
category.
own agendas and
Yes.
secrets and wants and needs and things like that. So they do try to work together, right? And
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's miscommunication, but they definitely have a hard time trusting. So they're not communicating everything up front,
Mm-hmm.
which becomes, a lot of turmoil and people kind of
Oh,
betraying
yeah.
or just
Well,
like not
because
in
she
their
feels
way.
he lies, like she feels he lies to her. But I mean, are you
But
really saying that
she doesn't
she's not
tell
truthful
him
either?
anything either. So,
Again,
yes, it is
yeah.
very back and forth like that. However, I would not say that's true enemies to lovers. I would call that like rivals to lovers in my head because they're more of rivals where she doesn't like what he stands for and what he is and what he does in society. And so she has a problem with that. But it's not like you're my enemy and I'm going to kill you because you've taken everything from me and you must die to make my vengeance.
But now,
Does that make sense?
as the books go on, you
Uh-huh.
have this one and then book 2, and because again, they're all not on the up and up with each other. They're not all wonderful people. Um,
Right.
I'd say even like book 3, I mean, they're very much enemies because she does things that she's not supposed to and goes to other sides and stuff because she has her own agenda and she's in a way a lot I get
Yeah.
mad at her because she's very spoiled in a lot of ways. I'm not
Oh my
saying
gosh.
she was
Yeah. She's
treated like
bratty.
she's
She
not a princess. I'm
that's
not saying that kind of
no,
vibe. She's
no.
just very out for her own agenda and
Hmm.
she doesn't she's inconsiderate in a lot of ways.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that Theon needs to have to be that
True.
because he's not that great either.
Nope.
But she's like you said, bratty, and she does a lot of things. If she wouldn't have done, they could have got to the point where they needed to be sooner.
Yes. Yeah.
But
Agree.
she put up roadblocks that she did not need to do.
Yeah. And she was doing a lot of stuff behind their back that was causing more problems.
Yes,
And
but
then
so good.
Theon's dad also was creating more problems, and
Yes,
Theon, I feel like, was like the middle child in all of this.
but
Trying
it's
like
very
back
good.
and forth between his dad and Tessa and like trying to play like the mediator. It's
But it's
like
very good. If
it
any of
is.
you, if you have not read the Legacy series, it is one of my absolute top series of all
Yeah.
time.
I love
I love it.
Luca.
Mhm.
Luca, and then like book 3 and 4, you get a lot more Luca,
Yeah.
and his like banter is delicious and so fun. Theon has that like darker energy.
Mhm.
I still feel like we did not ever really get to see his true powers. Like I feel like
Oh no.
they were never truly described and like how much damage that guy could be.
Oh, yeah,
So I wonder
especially
if
to
he's
what
coming
he
back.
becomes as we
Yeah,
get to the
as
end,
he
and we
yeah,
have not seen what that will mean. I mean,
power.
because they do like at the end they do their thing there, but that's still within him. That's still him. So I don't
Yeah,
know. I
I
think she
wonder.
could show even like she has Lady of Darkness, and now she has tortured. Is it Tortured Souls?
Yeah,
That's the
that's the newer one
duology?
coming out.
They're all interconnected in the
They are
in the worlds, but I could see her. I don't know if she'll ever
bringing
revisit the same people from Legacy. I would love it and see, now years later kind of thing and see
mhm,
where it's at. But I agree with you in that because it is kind of an enemies to lovers, but yet it has that other because it really changed. It's not over the
yeah,
whole entire series. But you can
true,
say that kind of in the beginning of the reign of
yeah,
Shadows and Endings.
and even, like, the
But it's good.
lovers part of it, I feel is more agenda than it
Yes.
is lovers at all.
They have a lot
If
of
anything,
hate
like
sex kind of stuff in that
Yes,
one.
yeah.
Oh, a lot
No,
of
it's
it, and
more
it's
of
so
like
good.
a relationship of inconvenience for convenience back to
Yeah,
inconvenience.
and they
Just a
and they
lot of like rivalry too, of like, I'm better than you and I'm gonna outwit you. And so like you do get that like enemies feel with the banter and the like back and forth between them, like trying to
yeah,
outdo each other. So you do get that kind of like feel of enemies, but otherwise it's
they do
not
have a
to
lot of hate
me
sex,
a
though.
true, like, it's not really a true enemies to lovers.
But don't you agree, though? They
But
have a
listeners, let us know what you think.
but you do have to
We're
agree, don't you, though? They have a tremendous amount of hate sex when they do.
They do,
They do.
but I don't
But
remember a
it's
lot of scenes of it. I remember it towards the end,
oh, you
and
get
then
towards the further you get into the series, the more there is. There is some in this one because of the bond they have happening in it.
in
It's
the
like a
end, it's more.
oh, there's a lot in
Yeah.
that one, and there's some
But
really
book
good
1 and
ones in
2,
that
not
one.
so much, I feel like, not so
No,
much.
and plus you gotta remember in this as the series goes on, there's a time period where they're not her and
Together.
Theon aren't together because
Yeah.
of things of
It's like
her
rivals to
choices.
like right okay, let's say it's rivals to hating lovers, like
Mhm,
hate lovers, back to enemies,
mhm.
back to rivals, back to forced proximity working together for convenience trope.
But now I would classify the end though as pure lovers though at that point then, at the end of
Yeah,
after it's all
and
said and done. And
yeah,
some added elements, we'll put it.
yeah.
Some
Because
added
even with Luca, I would say like, no, not even they are really enemies to lovers with
Mm,
Luca.
oh, there's some enemy because don't you remember? Because she
Because he
does, betrayal to him, and so
yeah, that's true.
he is pissed with her.
That's true. Okay, so I
So
would say enemies to
mhm.
lovers, book 4, with Luca.
Oh, it's so good. Again, please go out and again, it's one of my absolute top series.
Yeah.
Now this is another one that you and I have both read, and we have talked about this a million times. It's The
That
Serpent and the
is
Wings
such
Night.
that's true. That's a true
It's
enemies to lovers. Till the very end. Like, even when they're like, "I have feelings for you," I still don't know.
oh, the end of this particular book. I
Book
did
1
not
is
see what happens
rent free
mm,
right here.
right here at the end of this book. I did not see it coming. It's like one of those moments, and you're like, it leaves you with your mouth open because you do not see that coming, what happens.
Oh,
And it is
no.
so good. And so then you're led into book 2, which is because this is a duet. Um, it's still such an enemies to lovers
Still,
through that, and it's so good. So if you have not read anything by Carissa Broadbent or read this series, go out and get it. It is
yeah,
absolutely amazing. She writes the enemies to lovers so well. She
yeah,
has a novella, Six Scorched Roses.
yeah.
Because I
That's
mean,
also a good one.
because it's a good, and it's kind of like an enemies to lover. Because
Yeah.
you have this woman, and she goes because she's trying to find a cure because people are basically turning to dust,
It's very,
and
like, grumpy sunshine, like,
she's
none
very
of her characters really sunshine, but
no,
she's
she's
better.
very academic.
Yes.
She's very serious and very academic. Like you don't have fun joking times with her.
Right.
She's like
She's a
that.
little
And then
literal.
and he's ancient and he's a vampire and she's trying to find this cure for her people because people are turning to dust. They're just disintegrating.
Mhm.
And she's researching and stuff with him and she makes a deal with him and she's going to bring him 6 roses for every time she came to
Yeah, they
where
do
he's at.
something for him.
I think
Yeah.
she was taking his blood or whatever it is because she's
Yeah.
researching. Remember, she's academic,
Yeah.
and that's what she told him she would give him. And it's very good because one of the
Yeah.
scenes when she goes there and she goes to see him, I don't remember if it's the first
But
time.
would you say that that's enemies, though? Like, to me, that's just kinda grumpy sunshine, like, to lovers. it's not quite like you're a faux enemy. It's kind of more of like you're a vampire and I'm scared of you and my society tells me I should not trust you because you're a vampire and you're, not welcome. So
Well, I
to
mean,
me, it's like she's not
but
really
she's very,
enemies with him.
I don't know. Well, she's very goody two shoes kind of woman.
Mhm.
Academic. She's
Yeah,
never,
she's going
she,
against the grain.
yeah, just going to do what she does to get what she needs from him is something against the grain. Because, I mean,
Yeah,
if her
and
people knew,
this is Six Scorched Roses. We're talking about the novella
this is the
that goes
novella after
after
these
the
two.
duology.
Yeah, after you read this and you
Serpent.
read the Star Cursed King, wasn't it? No, it's the Ashes and the Star Cursed King.
Ashes, yeah.
When you read that, then you read Six Scorched Roses.
Yeah.
But please read Six Scorched Roses before you read the Ashes, because it goes in between. So read
Oh,
this
see,
one.
I think I wouldn't do that.
Well, you get their
I think it would
backstory because you see them in Ashes, because that's when they
briefly, like,
appear.
very briefly.
But you
Yeah,
understand
okay,
who
you
they
could do
are.
both. You can do
Be-
either. Yeah.
Now,
They're
my
not
opinion.
big, though, in Ashes. They're
No,
mentioned.
but it
They're in
explains
court.
why. You explains why they're there, who she is, because otherwise you wouldn't have known she was who she was.
Yeah.
Because I
Well,
can't
let me tell
explain
you,
who she is.
I read it after the duology, and I was fine with the duology
Mm,
without reading the novella between.
I liked it
Like, because
because
they're
it gave
not
the
big
backstory.
characters. Yeah. I'm sure if you saw them in the duology, you're like, "Oh, yeah, I know those people and what they're there for," and stuff like that,
You
whereas I was just kinda
you
like,
saw it as like you got to see
"They're
like you
political
see,
people."
and then you got to see their story. It was neat
Yeah.
because I read it, I knew their story, so then when they did show up in it, I already knew who they were.
Yeah.
And it gave a little different context, I guess, for me.
True. Yeah.
But I do. Again, I love her stuff. I love Carissa Broadbent. I love how she writes. She's amazing. She's also the one that did Daughter of No Worlds. I believe I don't
Oh, yeah.
I believe that could possibly be it. Enemy Still. I have them sitting on my
I
shelf.
don't know.
I have not read them yet. But
I
that is
can't.
supposed to be an
Yeah.
amazing trilogy. And that
I've heard
just
it's
went
very good.
trad. That just
Yeah.
went trad and
A
over
while ago. Last
yeah.
year.
Yeah, because it
2 years.
oh,
While
last
ago.
year. Last year they
While
came out
ago.
because two of them came out, and the third book I think I just got in March. It came
Okay.
out, but
Yeah. The
I
trad
believe
books are
that's what it
coming
is.
out. But it
And
is a
then
completed trilogy if anyone wants to read that.
now
Daughters of No World.
this one I have not read yet. It is on my shelf. You have read it. You are a giant fan of this, and you said this is definitely enemies to
Ooh,
lovers. This is
that's a
the
good
Ever
one.
King by L.J.
Let me double
Andrews.
check my files in my head here. Okay, so he kidnaps her, and their families are rivals from like
Hmm.
a war back in the day between their people. And they actually like helped each other, but Eric's dad, Eric Bloodsinger, his dad's a total douchebag and like betrayed Liv's kingdom and her people and her dad actually. And you can find all that in her Bridge of Kingdoms series. I can never say it right.
It's
Broken Kingdoms. That's
Broken
what how.
Kingdoms. Yes, Bridge
Thank you.
Kingdoms is a different series, isn't
Yes.
it? That's
Yes.
that's a different.
And so you get a lot of context with those, but you don't have to read those before Ever King. But yeah, so he's like a ruthless, I call him a Fey pirate,
Mhm.
Norse pirate, because they're all very like Norse background, Viking kind of. And so he's a Viking Fey pirate to me.
He's the
And
one
he's
that does
ruthless.
bones, doesn't he? The
Yes.
jewelry.
Yes. So he, like, someone talked wrong to Liv about something, and he was like, "That's disrespectful to me and my wife, and especially my wife." So, know what? Um, I think he was like, send him to the dungeon. I can't remember if he does it like in front of everyone, or if it's like later on, he comes with a necklace that are the bones of this person that disrespected her. And so she wears the guy's bones, as in, like, fuck you. If you disrespect me, I will make you out of jewelry.
There we go.
But anyways, the Ever King, yes, definitely. He kidnaps her, their rival kingdoms, rival families, and she just thinks of him as this like really bad person. and it takes a while for them to like, work together, trust each other, those kinds of things. Is there a lot of like back and forth trying to kill each other? I don't remember that. I don't remember them like trying to do that, but there is a lot of like defiance from Liv. And
Okay.
she's very like, stop talking to me that way and you're an asshole. And so the banter is definitely there. She's a very witty person
Hmm.
and cunning in her own way. And I think she tries to escape a few times.
Okay.
So that's fun.
See, I'm excited
But
to read that. I have,
definitely.
because that went
And
traditional, and all three came out, and the Stolen Crown comes out
yes,
in
October.
was October, yeah.
And
So that's exciting.
that LJ also has Broken Souls and Bones duology. That's completed. And that's also I would say a true enemies to lovers. Where they don't even know it. They just hate each other and then they
Yeah.
get more reasons to hate each other. It's very cool. And she does a great job with true enemies to lovers because, like, when we had her on the podcast, she was like, I like an MMC who's a villain and will do the villainous things he talks about and says he will. So that would be like Eric Bloodsinger and, what's his name? Rourke and
Hmm.
Broken Souls and Bones. And like, she does such a great job with true enemies to lovers, but not like lengthening out. Like, you have the yearning, you have the
Yeah.
twists and the banter and all that stuff. But I wouldn't say she's quick to the lovers part, but she's good at getting them to the lovers
Okay.
prior to like the big, like, what, like, reveals at the end. Like, you get lovers at least by like 60% into the book. Okay. So you're not like waiting to the very, very end or anything like that. Like,
Well, she
it's a
made that.
gradual story to the lovers.
Well,
And then there's always like something that like kind of at the end. And then like the last like 20% of her book is like full of actions as well with like
LJ said that when we were
turmoil.
talking to her, with her books and that. She said she's not going to do that. You don't get that. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So you are
She
going to
likes
have
to get
that
them to
romance.
lovers. Yes.
Yeah. I really like her. She was super fun when she was on the
I
podcast. I
know.
enjoyed her.
I've
She's
met
in
her in
Hawaii right
person.
now.
She's so cool. She's so fun. If I could like get to know her a little bit more and like hang out on her ranch, I think we could be really good friends.
Oh yeah. Well, I like her because she's very down to earth and she's just a very fun
Easy
person.
talk to. Yeah.
When she came on the podcast, and she had fun with us, and it didn't matter because, again, we go off on tangents and we talk about
Yeah.
all kinds of things because that's what makes us special. But she went right along in the tangents with us, and that was what was fun. And she was super fun. I really like her. Now, the other couple one that, we want to do as a mention, of course, is Blood and Steel by Helen Schroer. That definitely is a enemies to lovers kind of thing, but it is an enemies to lovers, but there's a whole lot of switching back and forth between enemies lovers to enemies to lovers to enemies all
Yes.
through. And that's another one that
Yeah. There's a lot of drama.
there's a moment at the end of, I can't remember, is that book 2 at the end of it, and it shocked me because I did not see that coming either.
I didn't either.
That one I highly suggest it. I mean, I have not read The Ashes of Thesmar yet. I don't know if we should consider that one an enemies to lovers.
No.
That's more
No.
she liked him from the beginning.
Yeah. Like, they just have like really good banter, and it's where they're from different sides of things, so they feel like they wouldn't go well together, so they don't they like push each other away constantly, but it's like, y'all just get together.
Okay.
Just get together. Like, everyone's like, finally.
But I highly recommend Blood and Steel. That I read that series. Also,
Yes.
when you do read that, there is the novella Slaying the Vampire. No, not the vampire.
Prince.
Slaying
Yeah,
the
and
Shadow
that's
Prince. That's what it is.
Shadow Prince, that's right.
Shadow Prince. Now,
And
I recommend it after book 2, because then you understand who this
the
person is, the
end,
Shadow
but
Prince.
you don't find him until the end of book 3, technically. So You
But
don't
you have a
have to know
backstories.
who he is at all, technically, because he is introduced in book 4. Like,
You see more
you
about who he
spot
is,
him in
yes.
3, you know who he is because he's talked about throughout the whole series. So
Correct.
when we're met with him at the end of book 3, going into 4, you finally get his background. Like, she doesn't leave
Yeah,
you hanging. Like, you don't have to read that
yeah.
book, but it is also a very great book and tells you a lot more about Talamir and his story
Yeah, yeah.
and
Oh,
why
it's
he's
so
missing
good.
this whole time. So,
Again,
pretty cool.
highly recommend. Absolutely. I hope maybe after the beginning of the year, I'm going to reach out again because Helen is traveling a whole lot and
She's
she's
doing
doing her,
tours, yeah.
yeah, because she has her new book that's coming out
Yeah.
in September. And I think I have it pre-ordered too. And it's supposed, because again, I love her writing. I love the way she writes. So she's one of my instant buy authors as well. But I'm hoping maybe we can have her come on the podcast.
Yeah,
Maybe
that'd
in
be cool.
the beginning of next year.
Mm,
But that is definitely, now you have Metal Slinger, you said, by Rachel Snyder.
yeah.
Now I have not, now book 2 comes out this month, correct?
This month?
Mhm. Or it's either this month or it's in June. It's
Is it
soon.
June?
I don't
I thought
know.
it was
Did it come out or
August
did
for
it get
some reason.
delayed maybe? I
Let me
don't know,
look.
we'll have to look.
What's it
It's
called? Light Wielder.
Light Wielder. Mhm. Because it's a
I
duology, if I
think
remember correctly.
date, release date, June
It's
9th.
me.
You're right.
Okay, so it is June. Okay, I knew it was soon.
I
So
have it pre-ordered on audiobook, so it'll come through.
you'll have your cliffhanger and
But
you'll know what's happening.
that book starts because you got the first chapter at the end of book 1,
Mhm.
because she went trad, and this book starts not from the end of that
Yeah, that's right.
cliffhanger.
You said
So
it
you really
starts
don't
a different.
know what happens after the cliffhanger, and you start somewhere like 20 years later and they're in war or something like that. I just remember being like, what the fuck?
I mean,
So
that's.
much to know.
But I have Metal Slinger. It's sitting up on my shelf. So I'm waiting until, because this is a duology. So I'm waiting when book 2 comes out and then I'll read them. I like when I can get all of them at one time because again, I don't always remember 100%. But I want to read that one too. But you said that's a very good series.
Hmm?
And then the other one that you have listed, you said Bridge Kingdom, because there it is,
Oh,
Bridge
yeah.
Kingdom by Danielle
So,
Jensen.
yes, Bridge
That's like a 7-book
Kingdom.
series, right?
Well, yes, but it's kind of like one of those, like LJ does,
Interconnected.
where it is interconnected. It's like the same world, but you have like one couple and then another couple for 2
Hmm.
books and another couple. And so I read the first 2 books, which is Bridge Kingdom and like Traitorous
Hmm.
Queen, I think is the other one. And that is like she's an assassin there to like off him. And he doesn't really trust her and also tries to like get her into some trouble to where it looks like he didn't kill her
Yeah.
situations and stuff like that. So they're at each other's throats most of the time. And even when they
Hmm.
kind of get together, you're kind of like, finally, but then there's a lot more that happens. I think
Hmm.
they go back to enemies, if I remember right. I read this one like a couple years ago, like started Bookstagram for me. So, but I
I
do
think I
remember
have that on my
her
TBR.
being from like a guild of assassins and stuff. So I would say
Ah,
that's a good true enemies to lovers. Completed duology for anyone that needs like that completion. Then you could continue, and there's other duologies that are now completed with that series, but they're different
okay.
groups of people, different couples.
Interesting. We have so many books. This seems to be, though, our main theme amongst the books that we have. Now, I know
Hmm.
this is just a little bit of what we have, what we've listed. I'm sure some of these other ones that I have sitting waiting on me um, are enemies to lovers.
Yes, but which ones are true enemies to lovers, Rebecca? True enemies.
True enemies.
Yeah.
Out of all the books that we had today, I would say probably, I don't, this is my thought in it. Which one do I think is the truest of true enemy? I'm going to have to go with The Serpent and the Wings of Night by
That
Carissa
one.
Broadbent. I think out of all of them, I think that's 100%. Like, out of
Yeah,
ones that I have read. Now, like, some of the ones you said there seem like it too, but I think
yeah. Like,
that one is.
that one, 100%. I since we both have read that one,
Mhm.
yes, like, 100% agree. That is a true enemies to lovers must read. And then some of the other ones that I have read or Rebecca hasn't read yet,
Mhm. Yeah, oh, yeah, I was
please
gonna
let
say,
us know what
list
you guys
yeah.
think. True. We're talking like true knives at throats, wanting to kill each other, but finding some kind of middle ground to where they realize that they're more alike than they're different when they put aside their differences.
So, I mean, this has been a good episode, I
I love
think.
this. I love
I
trope
love
talk.
I think well, we'll just ask everybody, what is another trope that you want us to talk about?
Mm,
Another one that I personally love is, fated mates. Force
okay.
proximity are
Well,
those
that's
are
given.
some of my favorite. But fated mates have an interesting twist to them a lot of times.
They do,
And
because
I
especially if it's enemies to lovers and they're supposed to hate each other, but then they have this bond that like connects
yeah,
them, and then they have to fight that bond to like truly see, is it the bond or is it my love for you? Like, is there something there? Or yeah, and then sometimes they break the bond, right? Sometimes the bonds don't even go
I
together, like Lucian
maybe
and
that's
Elaine,
what I was just gonna say, is this gonna come to play when ACOTAR
right?
6 comes out?
Never know.
Um, I don't know. It's interesting, and also you have to also put into play, is Rhysand and Feyre, are they truly fated mates, or is it that they were tricked into a blood oath?
Who knows?
There's some theories out there, so get ready, everyone. We will be coming back with some more ACOTAR miniseries, and maybe that's a possibility on one of them.
Cool.
Uh, but uh, but hey, everyone, go go follow us at YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Audible. But again, we're on all the platforms. Come follow us, give us a rating. Again, that helps.
Subscribe.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it helps us a
Five
tremendous amount.
stars. 5 stars. What?
Yes, give us the 5
What was that?
stars.
5 stars. Yeah. Thank you for listening to us today.
Thank you everyone to listening to us. And also, we do have 2 drinks to go with this fun little enemies to lovers. We have the Blood Oath and the Eclipse. Those will be up on our Instagram under Sips, so check those out. But I hope you all have a good night, and good night, book babes.
Good night.
We'll